Hi everyone, welcome to Nails and Divination. Okay, you guys bear with me today because I am a little hoarse. So, I want to talk to you guys real quick about selling your soul. And I really would not have thought that this was a subject that I needed to talk about. It's just the fact that I'm starting to hear this message more and more. And I always tell myself this, even though I am a small channel, throughout the years that I've been doing this, I've been posting videos for like a long time, like 7 years. But so I've seen a small channel make a big impact because all it takes is just one person to hear you, okay? Now, what they're not going to want to do is give you any credit. No, they're not. I don't care like how big they are, or how I don't care how spiritually sound they say they are. Most of the time, the bigger YouTubers are not gonna want to give a small YouTuber credit, and they're gonna act like they came up with the idea. But as long as the message gets out there and it is impactful, then it's cool. That's cool with me. That's fine with me. I don't need any accolades. So I've been hearing lately that you cannot sell your soul. Your soul is not yours to sell. Now, I hear people saying that in so many words. Somewhere around there, they say something like that. You can't sell your soul because your soul is not yours to sell. Well, for one, you're going to have to take out that word completely. You might want to say something like, you can't sell a soul because the soul that you think is yours is not. Y'all see what I'm saying? But people say you can't sell your soul, but they're quick to say things like your soul, my soul. I feel this in my soul. It's yours. Okay, the creator gave it to you. What is a soul? First off, let me say this quickly. So this video is going to be surprisingly a little common sense. I guess I'm saying that because we're talking about something spiritual, right? It's definitely going to have the spiritual aspect in it, but it is. I'm gonna break this down to you guys, and it should because it's really more so about common sense once I break this down for you. But I guess the thing is, people don't really know what is your soul. So your soul is different than your spirit, okay? So your soul is like you in depth, okay? It's like this would be pretty much like your sun sign, okay? This would be comprised of your personality, your character, your morals, and your values. Okay? Now, when I said that, y'all already know where I'm headed, okay? You already know. I don't even have to tell y'all much, okay? Because if I was talking to my 9-year-old, she'll know what I'm talking about right now. So, and this is not trying to belittle anyone's intelligence or anything like that. What I'm saying is, I just really feel like people don't know what a soul is, because once you know, then you're going to see that, yes, you can sell your soul. So, if you are a person and, okay, stop right there. Let me say this first. You once you reach a certain age and you figure out what you like and what you don't like, the things that you will do and that you won't do. And you don't need any kind of book or magical being or up, upper level higher being telling you, what's right or what's wrong. When you get to a certain age, you have decided for yourself as an adult what's right and what's wrong, okay? Now, within your soul, you have a certain type of personality to where you are, say your personality is an introvert. Say you have an introverted personality. I'm an introvert, so I can speak on this a little bit, okay? You like small gatherings. You like, well, oddly or not, oddly enough, I like, me personally, I like big gatherings. I just don't want nobody to say anything to me. Like, I like big gatherings because I feel like I can kind of hide amongst people. I'm not really comfortable with small gatherings because I feel like I might have to do too much talking. So, as an introvert, even though you might like smaller gatherings or whatever you like, one thing we could probably all agree with is we don't really like a lot of small talk. So we rather not be, in the midst of we rather have, and I just say for me, I'm a conversationist, so I just rather have a conversation with one. I know no more than two people at a time. Like, yeah, me in a room with probably three other people, that's too much for me. For me. And then I like for it to be more of a conversation. I don't like just like a lot of small chit chat or whatever. I don't know, it's gonna make me more uncomfortable. So with that being said, that's me, and that's a lot of introverts. And you know what? I'm glad I put that example out there because that's me, and I will tell you guys more of things that I've had to face during my life, just to give you guys more of an example. And then when it comes to my character, I am a person who I keep my word, or that's one thing that I try to do. Like I really think it's important to keep your word, okay? Like say if I had to pay someone back, if I can't pay them back on the day that I said, I'm going to tell them on that day I can't pay them back. If I don't know when I'm going to pay them back, I'm going to tell them, hey, I don't know when I'm going to pay you back. Life be life in, and I'm just so sorry. I said I was going to pay you back on this day, and but I really don't know when. And I know it's horrible. People don't like to hear that, but I would rather say that rather than to keep stringing people along. Just because I like to be a person of my word, I'm aware that's not gonna get me out of any trouble with this person. They probably ain't gonna let me borrow from them again. But what I'm saying is, I just like to be upfront with people. It's part of my character. It's just part of who I am. So, I'm trying to think of something else. So, say you are a person that's like very blunt. You're like a tell it like it is type person. You don't want to sugarcoat nothing. Now, with all that being said, someone comes along and says, hey, I can make you the next Beyonce. But one thing, I've noticed about you got a pretty good following. You have a good impact on people. But one thing I noticed about you come off a little too introverted. We need you to be a little bit more extroverted. And now you decide, in order to get this level that you're trying to get, you decide to not be yourself anymore. And then you decide to be just try to pretend to be this extroverted extroverted type person. And then the audience will eventually peep that out, and they're gonna be like, you know what? It's kind of an introvert. Excuse me, an introvert trying to be an extrovert will come off really cringe, And then say you're an extrovert type person, or let's bring that person up that is a tell it like it is type of person. You know, I stand 10 toes down type person. I am a tell it like it is, so I'm not sugarcoat type of person. But this person made you an offer you can't refuse. Okay, you might be that type of person, but you might be struggling financially and you got kids to take care of. And then they say, you know what? I like your content. You sing pretty cool and everything, but you a little much. You're a little much. We need you to tone yourself down. We need you to and some of that stuff that you say, and then you're like, well, what am I saying? Like, I speak truth, and I believe in telling the truth, and I stand 10 toes down on what I say. But do you really though? Because all we're saying is maybe some of this truth that you're telling will make some people uncomfortable. And hey, there's a lot of money on the table here. And you looking at this money over there like, it's like $5 million. I have $5 right now. I'm struggling. And some people do what? They sell their soul because their soul is compromised, is not compromised. Well, yeah, their soul has been compromised. But I'm saying wrong word, because your soul is comprised of, is that even the right word? Whatever. Your soul has your personality, your character, your values, and your morals lie within it. And they're telling you to be someone who you are not for fortune and fame. They're saying, give up who you are. They're saying, let go of your soul for this amount of money. Now, I just told y'all some very logical, common sense stuff. Let go of your soul. Let go of your soul. Stop being who you are. Stop being the person that you are proud of, that you are happy to be. Stop being the person that you work so hard to become. We don't want you introverted. We don't want you introverted no more. You know how hard it was for you to stop trying to be like everybody else. Stop being in the in crowd, being okay with being different. You know how hard that was. And then you finally came within yourself and said, hey, this is who I am. I'm just not going to be the person that's just like, always here or there. And you fought so hard to become that person, and now someone says, but you can't be like that. Baby, you sold your soul. You can sell your soul. And it's just that simple, y'all. That's all, y'all. Continue to come and grow with me. Sounds like my son has came back in from work, and my daughter, she's always so excited to see her brother when he comes back. That's all, y'all. Continue to come and grow with me and subscribe so we can become a part of each other's tribe. Bye. Hey, y'all. As I was listening to that back, I realized it's a couple of things that I wanted to add. One thing that I kind of wanted to clarify, not add. Well, yeah, add also, but right now I just want to clarify some things. As you are evolving in life, if you are naturally an introvert, life sometimes in different levels do require you to step out of your comfort zone. You might have to be more extroverted in certain situations as you're evolving in life. if you're naturally extroverted. In certain situations, you might have to learn how to be more introverted and, you know, tap into your inner self and be by yourself all, certain times. But you guys, if it don't feel right to you, if it don't feel good to you, then that's when you should know something is tapping at your soul. Tapping at your soul. Tapping on the phone right now. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. Something is saying, hey, you're going a little too far. You know when it's time to, you will know when you have to evolve and do certain things out of your comfort zone sometimes. But if it's just going to make you uncomfortable and you know you are sacrificing the person that you fought so hard to become, and you have to let that go because someone says, I'm not going to give you this opportunity or this money if you don't, and then you do it, you have then sold your soul. Then you're a sellout. Um, Also, you guys, I told you guys I was going to tell you a little bit more about myself and my journey. So, really quick, um, I have always been naturally reserved type of person. I used to be shy, and I say all the time, um, public school really did its damage on introverted me because I would have to so much. Um, there were so many times where I had to be so uncomfortable because I was always like, sometimes we were in these groups or we're doing like things where we had to stand up in the middle of the class and speak, which was one thing that never really bothered me. I've always liked to speak. I didn't really care if I had to speak in front of a lot of people. That was just me. I never really cared about that. Um, but certain times the speaking thing will get to me. I used to stutter, and I was just not good in the small groups. Even if I was speaking, I didn't mind to do that. I never really liked the whole small intimacy type things. It wasn't me, and I developed a little bit of social anxiety. Y'all, if y'all hear my voice crackling, shivering, get a little king sometimes, it all goes with the hoarseness and this little cough that I got going on. Okay. Anyways, end up developing social anxiety, which I had to fight to release that part of me. And because a lot of people think introverts are people with social anxiety. No, two different things. Some social anxiety can develop um, when someone is forced to when the introvert is forced um to to be basically someone they're not too much. Okay. So yeah, public school for me, y'all, really took a toll on me. But anyways, throughout my life, I felt I was always drawn to extrovert type people. I have a twin sister who's extrovert. I have a younger sister who's she's kind of in between, but she's definitely not as low key and as I am, and everyone, and I think my whole family is full of extroverts, and I felt like I had to do that. And then throughout the years, and I'm 42 years old now, so now now I realize I've accepted who I am. I have embraced who I am, And I can say people, someone told me one time, only crazy people stay in their houses all the time. Because that's what people used to say back in the olden days, right? And now I realize that you guys, when you don't know who you are, certain things like that will get to you. Now I realize it's just who I am. Y'all know I used to be terrified of telling people I'm a homebody. I don't know what it sounds like to you, but maybe some introverts can understand. I used to be terrified of saying that. Like, how does that sound? Now I embrace it. I am a homebody. And I hear so many people saying it now, people who are, just comfortable with who they are, of course. And but for me, it was just more so of me just finding who I am and being comfortable with that, and being comfortable with being different, with being the only one who is different. And yes, I have had opportunities where people will come to me and say, we need you to be a little bit more like this. Nah, that ain't me, man. I'm laid back, you know. But not even for this amount of money. No, that ain't me. I'm laid back, you know. So I know one thing I know too. When you sell your soul, you can't get it back. Next thing you know, you don't even know who you are. Do y'all see some of these celebrities, the way they act sometimes? They say some of the craziest things. After you have sold your soul, and then you keep being this way that you're not, eventually you just become this lie. You become used to living this lie, and you become that person. And a lot of us are like aware of that now. That's why this whole celebrity thing is becoming like out. I'm just so happy about that. Excuse me, y'all, because I just been like so anti celebrity life for a long time. So you guys get what I'm saying. But yes, y'all, even in the afterlife, you can't get it back. Now, some people speak on the soul, and um, they haven't even really experienced a lot of afterlife things or spiritual things. I've witnessed babies being born without souls. Talked to people who don't have a soul. And it's funny that we say things like that. Oh my gosh, they're just so heartless. They don't have a soul. But some people really don't. And when you are a spiritual person, the more that you talk to people like I do, and then the more that you start researching things, you'll start to see what it looks like for a person, what a person looks like and how they act when they have no soul. And they are kind of like very oh, it's a word that I want to say. I don't know if I'm gonna get it right. Like mono, it's mono something kind of sound. So very dry. And how you would think they will sound and act, that's pretty much what it is. um or if you know them and they're just not acting like themselves, you'll know then. And then, even though a lot of us spiritual people and readers, we see in the spiritual world, that don't mean that you've seen everything, and I haven't seen everything, but I've seen people without souls before. And I haven't been in that realm to see what that looks like. Souls just wandering around because like the souls that have been sold. And I follow people who have seen things like that. I haven't, but yeah. So I don't know if some people feel like, well, I get it back when I leave here. Nope, you don't get it back. Um, I think that's all I wanted to say, y'all. That's all I wanted to add and clarify.